We continue to our next topic, green transform businesses, corporate practices for greening. Here is a piece of data for you. Climate change could cut the world economy by $23 trillion by the year 2050, according to insurance giant Swiss Re. World economy is set to lose 10% of GDP with the current climate policies and levels of greenhouse gas emissions, and up to 18% of GDP lost from climate change if we don't take action. Bad and outdated corporate practices are one of the biggest polluters, and if they transform, there's going to be a huge effect on nature. Currently, there are many solutions at the vanguard which contribute for a faster transition and also influence other businesses. Proven corporate practices for business greening is the second path along which SHEleader at Digital Speakers will take the audience. What is greenwashing? How are different structures innovating to be more sustainable and better equipped for tomorrow? These topics will be tackled by leaders from tech giants Cisco and HP, the telecommunication company Yetto, and water and resource management corporation Veolia. We are starting with a video of a one-on-one dialogue between Kim Andreoli-Pashe, Senior Director Global Virtual Sales EMEA at Cisco, and Milena Dumanova, VP at Bulgarian Center of Women in Technology. Let me tell you more about them. So Kim leads the virtual sales team for Europe, Middle East and Africa for Cisco. She is responsible for leading the transformation of Cisco's virtual sales organization, focusing on selling products, services and software annuities. Kim also serves as a statutory director for the Cisco Holding BV. She is actively involved within the Cisco community and is passionate about giving back and inclusion and diversity. In her free time, Kim volunteers with Not For Sale, where she is on the supervisory board of directors. NFS, as is also known, is a non-profit organization which fights modern-day slavery and human trafficking by using social enterprise creation, supply chain evaluation, and aftercare aid. Prior to Cisco, Kim was an entrepreneur founding her own company, and later she joined the corporate world, working in various sales leadership positions at Progress Software and Juniper Networks. Milena has been part of Cisco for more than 16 years and is currently Director Global Virtual Sales for Central and Eastern Europe. Prior to joining Cisco, she was serving as Marketing Manager at Microsoft, receiving numerous excellence awards at both organizations. Last but not least, she is the VP of the Bulgarian Center of Women in Technology. Before we play the video, bear in mind that Milena is here with us, so take advantage and reach out to her. Video, please.
Hi, Kim, and welcome to the SHEleader conference. I'm very glad that we have you as a participant in our panel today, although you're virtually attending our event.
Hi, Milena, and thank you so much for having me at the SHE Leadership Conference. Very excited to be here today.
Kim, you're one of the senior leaders of Cisco Systems here in EMEA, and you have a very rich background in the IT industry. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, your career path, and what has been the challenges you were facing as a female leader.
Oh, thanks. It's a great question, Milena. So you can probably hear from my voice that I'm not originally from Europe. I was born and raised in Texas and came to the Netherlands almost 30 years ago. And when I first started working here in Europe, I had my own company. I was an entrepreneur. And after that, I went into technology. So I've been in the IT now for more than 25 years. And if I think back what has changed, and definitely at the time when I first came in, and probably for the first 15 years, I was one of the very few women in any of the teams that I sat in. And that was, as a young single mother at the time, that was difficult, especially in the beginning. We didn't really have the technology or the flexibility that we have today in terms of hybrid working and the ability to work from home. So raising a child and starting your career, that was sometimes very challenging around being able to work during flexible hours. And I think there's an amazing opportunity now, especially to put more diversity in the workplace. Now that we're seeing companies allow more hybrid working, this gives more flexibility now that everything's been digitized for females to get back into the workplace and also manage, balance having a family and having a career. So it's a super exciting time, I think, for females across the world as we go into this hybrid workplace.
And Kim, you're one of the big supporters of the inclusion and diversity programs in the company. From your experience, why it's important for the business to have such inclusion and diversity programs, and how an inclusive environment impacts the business results?
So we're really lucky here at Cisco that there's a huge focus on inclusive communities, and the slogan that we have here at Cisco is we want to power an inclusive future for all, and that actually is across the board. That even runs to sustainability, which we'll talk about in a minute. But if you look at why it's important to have an inclusive and diverse team, I think first and foremost, when you have a diverse team, you actually replicate or mirror the society that you're working in and that you're selling to, whatever it is that you're providing to the market. And it's important to have that. Having a diverse team means that you have different thoughts, you have different ways of looking at things, and that actually drives, studies have shown that drives more innovation and it drives higher productivity. And so that's why I'm a big proponent for making sure that we do have diverse teams because it allows everyone to be around different thoughts and different ways of looking at things.
And walking the talk, how diverse is your team in EMEA?
Yes, so we have, I'm very proud of the fact that if you look at my direct leadership team, we are definitely 50-50. So I have half women, half men. And if you look at the greater team, we're also at 50-50%. So we do quite a bit of, we're very thoughtful in terms of how we recruit, and we make sure that we bring in full spectrum diversity. So not just gender diversity, but across the board orientation, ethnicity. We're very focused on that.
Yeah, it's good to hear that the change is happening and is sustained over the time. Now, coming to the sustainability as a topic, Cisco is one of the world's largest providers of cloud, hybrid work, networking, and security technologies. How such a giant is reinventing itself with the sustainability future in mind, and how the company is addressing the climate crisis?
So Cisco is very aware of the huge responsibility that we have because we are the network, we are the market leader in networks. So you can imagine the amount of electricity and power that uses up. So already back in 2015, we started the sustainability journey, and we've made a commitment to a net zero target by 2040. Which is huge, and that means how do we do it with our products, how do we do it with our supply chain, and how do we participate in the circular economic economy. So we have many different ways that we're doing this. We have different programs that we're using with our customers. For example, we have what we call Green Pay, which is part of Cisco Capital, where when people can finance what they're purchasing, it puts them into the circular economy where they can get upgrades, they can return their products. And either way, any products that we sell to our customers, we will actually, at no cost, have you send that back, and we will recycle the products and we will resell them. So, and if we don't do that, we make sure that they are, that we, in a sustainable way, that we reuse all of the different parts. So there are many different ways that we push this, and we are very much aware of our responsibility and how we can make a difference in changing the climate.
Cisco is also working with a very big network of resellers, distributors, system integrators. How the company is stimulating its channel partners to be more sustainable and greener?
So we, again, we have different programs that we offer them, and we also ask that they do the sustainability certification. And on top of that, you have here in the European Union very strict rules that are going in. So it's a huge topic. When speaking to our partners, this is very top of mind, and it even goes down to even how we ship our product, using less plastics, using less foam, and just making sure that we're being very thoughtful in how we work together as partners.
As we are at a SHEleader conference on sustainability, why do you think women play an important role in managing the climate crisis, both at work and in the society?
So if I look at women at work, I think women are very good at actioning things. If I look at in general, just if you see what's happening with the climate change, I always say that it's definitely not gender neutral, that women and young girls are probably the most affected by climate change. And you might wonder, okay, what does she mean by that? If you look at what's happening across the world with the floods, with different changes in the weather, this is really a huge threat to the livelihood, to the health and the security of women across the world. And if you look at women and girls across the world, they often have a disproportionate amount of responsibility for getting water, securing water and food. And if you look at the climate change, this is threatening a lot of countries around the world if you just watch the news. So it's very important that we include women in any of the solutions that we're looking for. They are probably the most vulnerable and the most marginalized communities. So hopefully, as we start to look at different ways that we can solve these problems, we can turn that more into action and make sure that we come up with solutions that help the marginalized communities across the world.
Talking about action, what do you expect your team to do more in regards to sustainability?
So sustainability is a big topic at Cisco, and we have a lot of what we call emerging talent in our team. So it's definitely top of mind for them. One of the things that we push, or that I think it's really important for them to do, is to continue to use these different programs that we're providing to our customer to return their product for free, to get into the Cisco Green Pay, where you can be part of the circular economy. Make sure that they are communicating these different programs to the partners, to the customers. And this is probably the best thing that we can be doing ourselves to drive the movement.
Thank you very much, Kim. With that, we are getting back into the room, and I hope that you will stay with us until the end of the conference online.
Thanks, Milena. Thank you so much for having me.
Amazing stuff at Cisco. Congratulations to Milena for the great questions, and to Kim for the even greater answers.